Hello! Once again, I am your discussant, Mariches, Begino, on Project Management Framework. Last meeting, we are able to discuss what a management framework is and why it is important in project management. Now, let us talk about project categories. Why is it important? Well, because you need to consider into which category your project will fall under. Knowing your project category means fitting it with what your target funding source requires and ensuring the partial success of your project. Under the scope and significance, projects are generally classified on the basis of coverage and magnitude of the operation. It can be national or international, depending on which will be the funding source. In a national project, these are those which are undertaken either by the government or assigned private entrepreneurs in the country. While in the international project, it is embarked on the foreign investors either by establishing a solitary or a branch of their unit by mere participation in the equity of domestic company. These projects can be joint venture and collaboration between two companies. On types of projects, there are two, industrial and non-industrial. When we say industrial, it is those which are undertaken with view to developing the economy, while the non-industrial can be related to the welfare and maintenance of a standard living in an economy. On the level of technology, project categories can be subdivided into four. First, the conventional technology projects. These projects are those which use acquainted and known technology in the continuous process. For example, steel, cement, sugar, chemicals, and fertilizers. Under the non-conventional technology, projects that apply, if not the latest, at least contemporary mode of technology. While in the high-tech project, these are those with large amount ventured in technology and the types of project. Examples are those space projects and or the nuclear power project. And the last but not the least is the low investment projects. These types of projects demands low investment in technology like cosmetics and household utilities. Another is on the basis of the size and the scale in operation. Projects can be large scale, medium scale, and small scale. When we say small-scale projects, these are the projects which can be completed within a time period of 1 to 2 years. While the medium-scale projects are those projects which can be completed with a time period of 2 to 5 years. Large-scale projects, on the other hand, are those projects which can be completed within a time period of 5 to 10 years. Now let us talk about ownership and control. Projects can be divided into three categories according to their governance. First is the public sector projects. These projects are the fully owned and controlled by the government. Another, the private sector projects, which are fully owned of individuals and companies, and the joint sector projects are those projects that are run and controlled by both government and private individuals. Project categories can be according to the speed of implementation. Projects can be normal, crash, and disaster projects. Under the normal projects in this category, an adequate time is allowed for implementation, and it requires minimal capital cost. In the crash projects, additional capital is incurred to save time, while the disaster project category, naturally, capital cost will go up, but project time will get drastically reduced. Failure of quality is accepted. There is always a purpose for everything, so the projects are classified according to purpose as follows. One is the rehabilitation project, where financially sound investing groups to service sick units undertake these projects. It is very risky and success is very less in such project. Balancing projects are those undertaken to cope with challenges or changes in the supply side of economies of factors of production to eliminate the underutilization of the actual capacities and enhance efficiency and effectiveness. Maintenance projects are projects that involve overhauling the machinery, repairs, and patching up activities at regular interval, while the modernization projects tackles modernization of all plants required to cope with the dynamic environment. The last but not the least, or those that are classified under others, which are the capacity expansion project that involves enlarging the existing capacity of the products, and the employees welfare project, which the objective of such project is to install infrastructure facilities for improving working condition and labor relation, as well as to develop the skills of the staff.